Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Julie from Living Large on Lifetime, and today it's time for another Wednesday Weekly. If you don't attend a regular WW workshop during the week, I got you covered. I'm here to help. I actually do have one in-person WW workshop during the week. If you are in the Southern California area and would like to come see me, I would be more than happy to have you. Right now, my workshop is scheduled for 12:45 on Sundays in Pasadena. I would love to meet you. I'd love to share some WW love, so come see me if you can. If you cannot make it to a WW workshop, I'm here to help. Let's go over the weekly for this week. The topic this week is exploring your app. I truly hope that everyone who's doing WW here and watching this video is utilizing the app. The app to me is priceless. I could not do the WW program without the app. Number one, the tracking. The tracking is so much easier on the app. It takes care of the math for you. It's super, super easy to find whatever it is you're trying to track. On the My Day screen, go to the search bar at the very top of the screen, enter whatever it is you're looking for. Pizza, sushi, potato, whatever it is will pop up. You choose that item, track your serving size, and boom, you're done. It's that easy. Tracking does not need to be such a chore. It can be super, super fast. The app does all the math for you. It keeps track of how many points you've used so far in the day and how many weeklies you've used so far for the week. So it does all the math for you. It's super, super easy. It's amazing to be able to keep on top of how many points you've used, how many points you have left, and the app does all of that for you. So some of the features that WW wants us to remind you about the app that you may not use already are, number one, Connect. Who is familiar with Connect? Who uses Connect? Connect is amazing. It's such a motivational and encouraging community. Connect is basically like a Facebook group, but it's for WW members only. I started out on my journey posting in Connect, and it's so amazing and motivating because when you post, you literally have responses within minutes. I kid you not. Everyone is super supportive, very encouraging, wonderful ideas, fantastic recipes. I love Connect so much. The pictures are amazing. It's so fun to see everyone's before and after picture, and it's actually so inspiring. If you haven't been on Connect yet, you must go. If you need a boost of inspiration or motivation, you don't have to post, you don't have to write anything, ask a question, just scroll through the posts, see what everybody's doing, see the amazing progress, and you will be inspired, I guarantee it. There are also now Connect groups so that you can connect with people that share the same interests as you, maybe a specific hobby, or maybe you're all moms or stay-at-home moms, or you're men. There are several Connect groups that you can explore as well to touch base with someone that's just like you. The other thing that WW wants us to mention are the tips and the articles in the app. So if you go to the My Day portion of the app and you scroll down a little bit, there are always articles, tips. Usually there's something about the weekly on there, all kinds of good information for you to explore. It's updated, I believe, weekly, but all kinds of articles, different recipes, all kinds of valuable information if you just scroll down on the My Day screen. Also, we have a mindfulness app. So WW has actually partnered with Headspace, and we have a mindfulness series on the app. Again, if you scroll down on the My Day portion of the app, you will see the mindfulness activity. It's a little video that you listen to, and it helps you connect your mindset with the journey. So that portion is the Headspace portion. We also have Active, which WW has partnered with Active. It's an active audio program. I believe there are 9 audio programs on the app that you can try for free. You can listen to them as much as you want, and basically they just walk you through a workout. So all kinds of fun stuff on the app. I actually wanted to talk about some things that maybe you guys who are very familiar with the app might not know. First of all, let's talk about the recipe builder. If you have a favorite recipe, how do you count the points for it? Maybe it's a family recipe, a traditional recipe. we use what's called the recipe builder. So if you go to the main portion of the screen, you see a big plus sign. Click on the plus, and then that will open up either your my favorites or favorite foods or the recipe builder, my recipes. So click on that. You actually enter all of the foods individually, and then you enter the serving size. So the app will calculate for you based on the foods that you entered and the servings that you entered. It will calculate how many points per serving. If your item or your food seems to be a little high in points, you can actually adjust the servings so that you get more servings out of that particular recipe, and that will reduce the points a little bit. So for example, if your recipe makes 8 servings, if you want to reduce the points a little bit, just take it down a little bit and make the recipe make 10 servings. So rather than having a bigger serving, you're making the servings a little bit smaller, and that will reduce the points. So that's the recipe builder. Hopefully a lot of you have had a chance to use and explore the recipe builder. One thing that actually ties into the recipe builder is the whole discussion on blended fruits, blended foods. So why do we count foods that are blended and ingested versus foods, as in fruits and vegetables, that are not blended? The reason is because when you blend and consume any kind of food, there's something that happens called the thermic effect. The thermic effect is disturbed. If I eat an apple, an orange, a banana, and some strawberries, that's a lot of food. That tells my mind and it signals my stomach that I'm eating this food is going to be satisfying for me. That's a lot of fruit. However, if I take those same items and blend them and then drink them, it's a different mindset for your mind and body scientifically. The body does not have to break down the food as much, so it's not going to do as much work and it's not going to be as satisfied. That is the thermic effect. I probably totally blew explaining that scientifically, but that's the lay version of the thermic effect. So yes, we do count points for blended fruits, blended vegetables. If you have a soup that is completely 0 points foods and you blend it, then yes, you have to check the little box that says this is a blended food, and then it's going to count points. I can take a banana, a cup of strawberries, and an orange and eat all of those things for 0 smart points. If I take the banana, the orange, and cup of strawberries and blend it and then drink it, that's 9 points. Okay, so what is my opinion on the whole blended fruit thing? I very rarely have a smoothie. I'll have a smoothie maybe once every 2 weeks or once every 3 weeks. So I personally do not count the blended fruit or the blended vegetables in my smoothies. Now, if you're having a smoothie every day or every other day and your weight loss is not going as quickly as you would expect, I would definitely count the points. If you have a smoothie occasionally and you're satisfied with your rate of loss, don't worry about it, okay? This is WW speaking. This is a WW guideline, but we're all different. Do what works for you. If it's working for you, keep it up. If it's not, maybe adjust and count a little bit differently. So that's the recipe builder with the whole blended fruit thing. The reason I mention the blended fruit is because when you put the items into the recipe builder, there is a little box that you check that says blended, and then that will calculate the points for you. So what about the calculator and the scanner? The scanner is absolutely invaluable when you go to the grocery store, right? I know so many people who take the scanner and scan everything literally in the grocery store. Excellent idea. I would actually take it one step further and take a Sharpie with me, only for the items you're gonna buy. Don't be marking up boxes that you're not gonna take home. But if you're going to buy something, take your Sharpie and write directly on the box the number of smart points per serving. So when you get home, all the work is done for you. Every time you reach for that box or the snacks or whatever, you know exactly how many smart points per serving in that container. So the scanner is absolutely invaluable when you go to the grocery store. What about when you don't have you don't have the barcode, but you have nutrition information? Did you know that you can actually calculate the smart points based on the nutrition information? The only thing that you need to know are the calories, the saturated fat, the protein, and the sugar. If you have those 4 values, you can use the calculator to calculate the smart points in any food or any meal. So again, go to the plus sign on the main page and that will bring up the calculator. You enter your calories, enter saturated fat, enter sugars, and enter protein, and bam, it figures it out for you. Now here's a tricky question. When would you use the calculator versus the scanner? Which one is going to actually be more accurate? Anyone know? Remember that when you're putting items into the calculator is all based on numbers. So it's not going to know if you're entering numbers for a chicken breast or for a donut. It's just seeing the numbers. So if you enter a chicken breast, absolutely has calories, it may have some saturated fat, it may have some sugar, and it definitely has protein. So it's gonna have values for all 4 of those items. Yet we know that WW has assigned chicken breast a points value of 0. So in that circumstance, the calculator is not going to be accurate. In most cases, when you're scanning a product, most cases WW has already entered this information into their database and pulled out any of the 0-point foods. So if you scan a frozen food that has chicken breast, pasta, broccoli, whoever entered the nutrition information into the database has pulled out the values for the chicken breast and the broccoli and should only be counting the pasta for the smart points value, and any sauce, of course. So in this case, if you have the scanner, if you have a barcode, it's better to rely on the scanner and the barcode than the calculator, because again, the scanner will know if this is a 0 points food or if it contains 0 points food, and the calculator will not. So go with the scanner if you have an option. One other thing I wanted to touch base with you guys on was the restaurant finder, because I know a lot of people have no clue. If you scroll down to the bottom of the first page on the My Day app, it will show restaurants. So there's a couple different ways you can search. Number 1, you can search by restaurant. These are going to be national chain restaurants, of course, but a lot of us eat at these larger chains. They're fast food restaurants and they're regular sit-down restaurants. So first of all, look to see if your restaurant is actually listed in the tracker, and if it is, go for it. You put in the restaurant name and then you can search whatever foods they have. If your restaurant is not listed, then you're gonna have to go and actually break down the food. Like if you're having a piece of salmon with some mashed potatoes and some asparagus, you're gonna have to enter all of those items manually. So definitely check first to see if your restaurant is included in the database. That's one way you can search. Another way you can search through the restaurants is if you know you have a specific amount of points left for the day, like I've got 5 points and I need to go and grab something at a restaurant, you can search by points. Isn't that incredible? You can search all of the restaurants by the number of points that you have available to spend. That's genius. I love that. So that's another way that you can search through the restaurant app. One more thing I want to mention is the 0 points food. If you scroll down, oh, I wish I could use my phone right now. If you scroll down to the first page on My Day, scroll to the very bottom, it's 0 points foods. If you find that 0 points foods link, it will take you to a huge directory and a big list of 0 points food. If you're hungry or snacky and you have no points left for the day, go to the 0 points foods list and see what sounds good to you. I love that. I love that it's all in one place. So that's my most valuable information on the app. I use it every day. I use it many, many times per day, and I could not live without the app. I hope you guys are all utilizing the app as well. If you have any app questions, I would absolutely love to try and help you out. I don't know all of the questions because I'm not an app expert, but I do use it quite often. So if you have any questions that I did not touch base on here in the video, please let me know down below and I would love to help you with any app questions. So the back of the weekly has the recipe, and the recipe for this week is vegetable chickpea curry. That looks really good. If you like chickpeas, someone was discussing with me the fact that she does not like chickpeas and she was going to sub white beans for the chickpeas. I think that would totally work. So this is 20 minutes, cook for 20 minutes, serves 4. So I will put the recipe down below as well with the Smart Points values. So that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for listening and joining me for a Wednesday weekly. Let me know if you want to hear more Wednesday weeklies. Let me know down below, and I will try to do this every Wednesday for you guys. Again, if you can tune in or join me in person for a meeting, my current meetings are on Sundays at 12:45 p.m. in Pasadena, California. I'd love to have you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next Wednesday. Bye.